beautiful old movies, and if you love to travel and the story and walk in a beautiful sand of the beaches and swimming in a blue and clear water. I think Cuba is the best destination for a vacation. Cuba is located very close to the United States. Only 90 miles is separate Florida and Cuba. When the day is very clear, you can see the other side. But despite about different beautiful places, people in Cuba or local population live very poor, and they are very unhappy and sad because the story of Cuba was carrying two stages before and after the communism. So today I want to talk to you about business, progress, and exile in Cuba. So I want to invite you to take your passport and your ticket and travel with me. Because when I had the opportunity to travel in Cuba in 2012, I discovered beautiful places and amazing music to dance. But I had the opportunity to go and know the really problems in Cuba. For example, I had my lunch sit down in the ground where local population eat. So not everything in Cuba is like a paradise. About the business, Cuba after 1960, Cuba became a communist political system. That means the government is the owner of almost everything. I can say more or less the 90% of the property. And the government exerts a big influence in the local population. That means that they are not rich, they are very poor. So now they are looking for foreign investment in telecommunications, oil, mining, and tourism. Why? Because they don't have internet. Internet in Cuba is like a luxury. While we are here enjoying the free internet, people in Cuba don't have internet. They don't have a lot of cell phones right here. The hotels have internet, but it's too expensive and difficult to get because it's by cable. The internal investment in Cuba is almost zero. Cuba in this moment looks like a 19th system. It's for that Cuba is like an old movie. The cars are all very old, so they don't have a development. And the most curious part is they have two monetary units, like two coins. They have coins for poor people, and they have coins or bills for tourists. When people from Europe want to buy something in Cuba with euro money, they can do it easily. But if I use dollars, I need to pay the 10% for taxes. So my dollar is less in Cuba. This is Fidel Castro. They are the family Castro as the owner of everything there, and they are the government. So for the family Castro have been in the power for 50 years, almost I think 54 years. Maybe 5 years ago, the government allowed to people to have a small business. Some small restaurants that in Spanish the name is paladares. That means like your family can cook for your children or your family, okay, but you can sell this food for the tourists. However, Michal told us that they had a big menu, but they can sell only one specific thing because they don't have all ingredients to prepare the food. It's unbelievable. There are beautiful bars, small, but they are clear for local people, and they pay a big tax to the government to have this small business. However, for many bars, the owner is the government. They are very famous for tobacco, sugar, and tourism. Okay? In fact, Cuba, before 1960, was the allied or the best friend for United States, because United States have beautiful investments here in Cuba, and many hotels and resorts that today survive is because of United States had in the past. Okay, I want to compare now what is the progress. Now that I covered the business, I want to travel with you for the progress of the country. Are you comfortable in your trip? I hope. So I want to compare what's happened before the communism and before and after the communism. So Cuba before the communism, in Cuba there have many young people and less elderly. That means they have a good workforce to work. They were the success economy. They had a beautiful or a good efficient model allowance. So the people in Cuba had aid to study and to be sport people. Before 1960, Cuba was the third largest economy in Latin America. They had a largest investments in health care, education, culture, and sport, and a big or extensive trade. What's happened after the communism in Cuba? Now, they don't have young people, and they have many old people there. That means they don't have people to work. The model of the economic model for allowance or aid is a disaster. It's not working. Now they are the second lowest economy in Latin America, and they are the 140, almost the lowest in the world. The lowest salary for teachers and doctors is terrible. So they don't want to teach, they don't want to go to the hospital. They want to go to different countries, but not to live in the United States. Because despite Cuba has a good education for their people, they don't pay a good salary. Do you imagine what is for you $50, $15 in your pocket, in your wallet today? How many people in this room have $15? This is the salary a month for a Cuban people. A month. That means 600 pesos Cubanos. Only $50 for you. It's for that that Cuba is frozen in the time. They don't have money, they don't have development, they don't have people, and everything looks like a very old and like a keep suspense in the time, like a. It's bad. Now that I covered the progress in the Cuba, I want to talk about the exile. Do you know what is the exile? The exile is the disease, the hope to leave the country. The first exile was before the people became communist in 1916. So United States sent 3 planes, okay, to take all the people that want to travel. Now the exile is trade routes. People improved big boats, and they want to travel 90 miles to go United States. So economical and political reasons permit that the people left the country when they can do it. Artists, athletes, and professionals are the people who love the country. Why? Because it's easy for them. When they had the opportunity to travel for a competition, to go to another school, or maybe to have a concert in another country, they never come to Cuba. It's for that Cuban American communities are very famous in the United States. and I think is the biggest community here. The future. We are talking about the future because the diplomatic relationship now between Cuba and the United States are recovering, and this is very good. That means that American tourists can go to Cuba. In the past, they don't can. The remittance or the aids, that means the family that we living here can send the money to Cuba, and the trade. So we can sell many things, buy and sell many things in Cuba. My conclusion is Cuba is a country with a strong contract. Despite the people live there and enjoy the time and have beautiful things, they are very poor and sad. And they are very thankful when tourists go, because it's the only income that they have. I hope that you understand what is happening after the Cubanists cut the story of Cuba. However, we are waiting for the Cuba change the story to the United States when the embargo disappeared. But the Castro family told two different news, I like that the embargo disappeared. United States should take the embargo, but I want to keep my political system. So that means if the communists continue in Cuba, it doesn't matter the embargo. People continue to be very poor. So I invite you to continue my play and go to Cuba because it's so beautiful. Thank you.